From the 10.5 Day 2 worksheet, I'm going to look at number 6, which you can see down here is x plus 5 divided by 2x squared plus 8x plus 6 over 2. And I'm going to do that on a separate sheet. And again, the big thing we have to remember is before we start finding the least common denominator is we want to make sure that we simplify each fraction by factoring and canceling if possible. So I look at my first fraction here and I see that we have x plus 5 on top. That's okay. But the bottom I recognize has a GCF, 2 times 4 times x, of 2x. So I must factor out a 2x, and then I'm left with times x plus 4. So make sure you get that into simplified form. I also recognize that 6 divided by 2 is actually 3. So I change it to 3 over 1. All right, now when I look at my LCD, again, I always copy down my entire first denominator. So that's 2x times x plus 4. Everything in that has to be included. Then I go to my second fraction, which just has a denominator of 1. So I, in theory, could multiply by 1, but I don't need to. Now the good news about that, since the entire least common denominator was the denominator of the first fraction, I don't have to do anything to make the first fraction have the common denominator. So I just leave that first fraction as it is. The second fraction, on the other hand, has nothing from the LCD, so I must multiply the entire bottom by everything in that LCD, which means I also must multiply the top times the 2x and the x plus 4. Now I can combine them as one fraction with the denominator of 2x times x plus 4. They have that common denominator. I keep the x plus 5, but now I add it to these three things times each other. I'm going to do that in 2 steps. When we multiply three things, multiply 2 together first. 3 times 2x is 6x times x plus 4. Now I'm going to need to distribute. So I have x plus 5 plus 6x squared plus 6 times 4 is 24x, all over that common denominator of 2x times x plus 4. And last but not least, I'm going to make sure I combine like terms and put it in standard form. So the 6x squared comes first. I have 1x plus 24x, so I have plus 25x plus 5. So that's my top over 2x times x plus 4. There's my final answer.